Good evening. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It was pretty warm, still felt like summer. And I wanted to do this update just to tell you that we're seeing a big time pattern change tomorrow. It's going to be a lot cooler and there will be a lot of rain. And we do need the rain because the burn bans are in effect for a few of our counties. Wildfire danger is going up a bit. And it's been a little while since we've had the meaningful rain. And this week, we are going to be seeing some good amount of rain. And we are going to be seeing a fall like pattern that might be here to stay for a while. So let's just dive right into it. If you missed the newscast tonight, you are in luck because I'm going to take a deep dive into everything that's going to be happening this week. And the forecast is going to be changing dramatically. But first thing first, I do want to show you how nice it is right now. It feels amazing outside. Here is the muggy cast. The dry conditions have overspread the region. It's been a humid week, but right now it feels amazing. So I'd probably pop the window open and enjoy this nice weather. And even as we go throughout the overnight, I think it's going to be staying dry across the region. Those dew points are in the 50s pretty much area wide. So it's been a while since it's been this nice outside. But I did say you could open up the windows tonight, but tomorrow morning I would close them because the rain is going to be moving in and it might even be heavy at times. So I do want to show you right now current conditions. It feels amazing. And appreciate all the comments. Anybody has any questions, feel free to chime in. Nally Harris, weather intern, the mega desk. It is right behind me. Yeah, the desk is growing. The Weather Center, first Facebook Live I've done by myself on this new set, and it is really good because we got the computers. I could see them all. They used to be that issue where when we shared our screen, we weren't able to see what we were looking at on the live stream, but now we can see it. So it's looking pretty good. Yeah, first fake fall is underway. Yeah, there is that chance that later on next month we see those temperatures going back up and we see the summer fighting back. But next week and even maybe the week after, I think that the fall weather is going to be there. So it might be the official start to fall weather wise. Nice camping weather. Well, it will be a bit rainy. I think some days this week, I think it will be good to do some camping, and we can dive into all that. But I do want to show you the weather headlines. So I showed these on the news tonight. Cold front moving through. Well, that's already passed, but the cooler air is filtering in. Dramatic pattern change tomorrow. So today, it was a hot day. It felt like summer, but if you notice towards sunset, the clouds were on the increase, and that does indicate a pattern change is coming. Much cooler weather settles in tomorrow, and there will be daily chances for rain. Yeah, 60s is crazy for August. It's going to be unseasonably cool for sure. Yeah, it's been a while since a stream was worth doing because the weather was just the same every single day. It was hot, it was dry, and I do want to show you the burn bans. But look at these current conditions right now. Rogers 71 degrees, but take a look at that dew point 56. That feels amazing. So it's dry right now, nice, cool, crisp feel with that northeasterly breeze. And yeah, it's been a while. Wyatt chiming in, weather intern, a while back. Appreciate you joining in, Wyatt. Appreciate you doing some comments. So yeah, so here we go. So football game to cheer at tomorrow evening around 5:30. Will that happen or no? I think it will because I think there will be some rain potential, but as far as the lightning, I don't really think that's going to be in the cards tomorrow at 5. Um, yep, just reading the comments. But look at this, Bentonville Town Square. It is feeling amazing in Northwest Arkansas. Lower 70s, even seeing a few 80s across the area. And River Valley still a bit warm, mid 80s for Fort Smith, Poto 81. But tomorrow at this time, it is going to be dramatically different. Look at what happens Monday afternoon. Lower 70s for those highs. That is not a mistake. And those rain chances way up to 90%. And on your Tuesday, I think the rain will be lingering into Tuesday as well, even in the River Valley both days in the 70s. So pretty cool weather is shaping up for us. High pressure to our north. There is a cold front. Now that main front has kind of already passed us, but that cooler air is still filtering in. And there are some storms going on right now across the Central Plains, Rocky Mountain region along that frontal boundary. Now, this wave of energy will kind of shift eastward and be over us tomorrow, and that will be the focus for the rain for tomorrow. Temperatures across the country cooling down. Forget about Phoenix, still at 100, but look at Chicago and Minneapolis, Omaha, even up in North Dakota, seeing some of those shades of blue up there. Yeah, that is some cooler air, and this cooler air is going to be moving into our forecast area. This northwest flow pattern that's going to be kind of hanging out the whole week. And when we are in the northwest flow, it does allow for pieces of energy to move in. And I do think there will be a second system. So tomorrow, rain looks likely. We have a storm system Monday. I think a little break in the action Tuesday and Wednesday, but Thursday and a Friday, I think there will be another system moving in that northwesterly flow, and that will give us some more chances for rain later on during the week. There are some questions about what happens. I see your comment, Brendan. Arkansas Razorbacks are in town. Home opener. Can't believe it's already here. But I do think that there will be. I do think there will be some good chances for some rain coming up here late week. Now the weekend, Saturday, may or may not. The models are kind of in disagreement. The European model shows dry conditions. GFS model shows some rain moving in. So we're going to have to wait and see with that. But feature track tonight. Tonight looks quiet until around 3, 4 a.m. Now, this rain won't be widespread, but there will be some chances for some rain increasing tomorrow morning. Early daybreak, questionable, but here's when the questions kind of go away. I think rain is looking likely on the Monday timeframe, late morning, early afternoon, even into the late afternoon. So if you have plans somewhere outside, make sure you pack the umbrella and keep an eye on the radar because I think tomorrow could be a washout for some. Now, here's 5 o'clock. This model kind of usually has the rain ending earlier than what it should. So 5 o'clock, it has Northwest Arkansas completely dry. That might be a little bit underdone. I'll show you the HRRR model in just a second. Now, Tuesday, this frontal boundary kind of hanging out south of I-40. I think there will be some more rain Tuesday, mainly in the River Valley. Northwest Arkansas might even see some clearing Tuesday afternoon. But here's a different model showing tonight. Looks quiet until the early morning hours. Here's daybreak, 7 a.m. That's some heavy rain across north central Oklahoma, moving into northeast Oklahoma, and then it's moving into our area around noontime. And that looks widespread. I think it's a safe bet that every inch of the coverage area will be seeing some rain tomorrow. And some of the pockets of rain might even be heavy at times. Here's 5 o'clock. The rain's still hanging on. I think during the evening, the rain will lighten up a bit and then maybe increase again during the overnight heading into Tuesday. But Tuesday, mainly south of I-40 for those chances for rain. As far as rainfall totals, here is the very latest. I haven't even seen these yet myself, but graph model shows Northwest Arkansas not seeing a whole lot. I think that might be a bit underdone for Northwest Arkansas, but it has a big swath in the River Valley, Fort Smith area, picking up 1.5 inches to maybe 2 inches of rain. Now, that band of rain could be in Northwest Arkansas. It's just a model. It doesn't handle these situations entirely well. Here's the European. I think this is doing a little bit better job. I still think the River Valley will see more rain, but I was kind of thinking that maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain widespread, locally maybe up to 3 plus for the next 3 days, but the bulk of the action happening Monday. GFS model, I don't think it's doing a horrible job, but it might be a little bit underdone. NAM model shows a big bullseye right over Northwest Arkansas. Now, this is not out of the question. I do think there will be some pockets tomorrow into Tuesday that do pick up 3.5 to 4 inches. Now, is it going to be in Rogers Faithful area? Maybe not. I kind of think it's going to be mainly in the Fort Smith area. So Patrick's believe in the Ace Triple R more. Yeah, I'm kind of believing that a little bit more too. I think the NAM might be a bit overdone. I think the graph might be a bit underdone as usual with the rainfall totals. You might be wondering severe weather. Well, not too concerned about that for tomorrow. Here is the day 2 outlook. So valid Monday 7 a.m. until Tuesday 7 a.m. Not crazy worried about that severe weather. I do think there could be some lightning. I do think there will be heavy rain. I think heavy rain is going to be the big threat for Monday into Tuesday. We have a flood risk, excessive rainfall forecast, 2 of the 4, so not crazy high, but it is worth mentioning scattered flash flooding that will be in the cards for tomorrow. Heavy rain leading to flash flooding. But notice how we're not yet done with the rain. I think another system will move in Thursday into Friday. So I think when we get to this time period here, I think flooding is going to be more of a serious concern. Not that tomorrow, not that it couldn't see any big issues. It could, but I think there's a higher chance of seeing some issues from flooding Thursday into Friday after we've had all that rain Monday, expecting more rain Thursday and Friday. That compounding rain that could be an issue. But look at the Weather Prediction Center. Widespread 4 to 7 inches of rain across the pretty much the entire coverage area, and maybe even some pockets up to 10. That is not out of the question for us. So that's a lot of rain. We can see the European model. Let's see what it shows for Wednesday. Wednesday looks mainly dry, but here's Thursday, some more widespread rain into Friday. Weekend forecast, that is the question. Donita, I just joined the live and I was wondering when the rain will first move into Rudy, Arkansas area. Thank you. Well, I do think Rudy area tomorrow morning after daybreak, tomorrow mid to late morning. I think that's when the rain is really going to start to pick up. And during the afternoon, well, I'll show you the short range models a couple or at least one more time before I end the live stream. But I do think tomorrow is going to be a rainy day, and I think that the whole area will see rain, and it might be heavy at times for a lot of the area. But here's Friday. How about Saturday? European's dry. Doesn't show rain. That's great. And it will be cooler, so the Arkansas Razorback game Saturday might be amazing. But let's look at what the GFS shows. Because the GFS, at least earlier during the day, it was kind of painting a much different picture. That's why there is some uncertainty for next weekend. All right, here's the GFS model showing Wednesday, maybe a little break, Thursday into Friday, another system moves in. Sorry, skipped, but here's the GFS for Saturday. It's showing more rain for Saturday and more rain into Sunday. Now, is that believable? I think that might be a little bit overdone. I kind of tend to believe the European model a little bit more because usually on the backside of a system, usually there's some subsidence, some quieter weather, but you never know. We are in northwest flow, and you got to know with that there will be some more chances for rain. But temperatures, even beyond the 7-day stretch, likely cooler than normal. And let me show you those. I'll show you the 7-day here after this graphic. But as we start September, I do think that's going to be likely cooler than normal across pretty much the whole area. And I do think there will be some active weather as well. Wetter than normal conditions, too, are looking likely. Now, tonight, cool, pleasant rain moves in towards daybreak. Here's tomorrow, 90% chance for rain. Looks widespread. Much cooler, 70s. I did put 81 up to 81, but I'm at this point in time, I would be surprised if any of us reach the 80s tomorrow. I think it's going to be staying in the 70s pretty much for the whole forecast area. Here's that 5-day forecast showing, yeah, that's not a mistake. 70s each day. How do you all feel about that? And I know somebody said, is it a fake fall? Well, at least for next week, that looks like a true fall to me. Mid-50s for those lows. And that might even be a bit underdone as far as the mid-50s. Might even be a little bit cooler. Dramatic pattern change is not an understatement with the rain, with the cooler weather. Next weekend, there are some uncertainties. I do think there could be some rain, but maybe not. As of right now, I had that 20% chance for the upcoming weekend, but that's pretty much it. I really wanted to. I thought it was worthwhile hopping on here real quick, showing you the big changes coming up here, and we do need the rain because here are the current conditions. We've got the wildfire concerns are getting a bit worse, um, and we've got burn bans in effect for portions of the area. Looks like um, Crawford, Sebastian, Franklin, and Johnson County have burn bans currently for our forecast area, and then multiple more across central and south central Arkansas. But I think at this time next week, I think this map will look completely different. Completely different. But I know Donita was asking about the future track for tomorrow. Let me show you that real quick. So tonight looks pretty quiet, maybe a stray shower or storm, but Monday, I think there might be some thunderstorm potential early, transitioning to maybe more of a rain event. Here's noontime. That rain looks widespread. There will be some pockets of some heavier rain as we go throughout the day. I think that during the evening hours, I think that things begin to taper off a bit, and then by Tuesday morning, another round, especially south of I-40. It makes sense because the frontal boundary will kind of be stalled out to areas towards our south. So I think Northwest Arkansas will be looking a bit drier on your Tuesday. Okay, yeah. So football game at 5:30, I think on Friday. So hopefully we don't get bad weather in Silent Springs. Yeah, high school football Friday Night Lights is kicking off this Friday for a lot of high schools, probably even all high schools. Yeah, Friday afternoon, questionable. I think as of right now, I think that rain looks mainly earlier during the day. So I think it might be a soggy Friday evening. But as far as the rain, it could be out of there. It is a ways away, but we'll be watching it. All right. Brendan, this kind of fall out, but do you think we will have a really active fall as far as severe weather? That is a question. Well, here in Northwest Arkansas, we do have two severe weather seasons. Of course, the main one, the springtime, March to May. But usually in October, November, usually that's when the severe weather threat kind of ramps up around here once again. Um, I don't want to dodge your question there, Brendan. I mean, it's questionable. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. I don't really feel comfortable saying one way or the other at this point in time. But we'll let you know if there is severe weather, Brendan. Um, yeah, so cooling down big time. And I do want to show you this model one last time, even though Ace Triple R is probably a bit more accurate, but look at what happens with these temperatures. Here's the morning, starts out lower to mid 60s. I don't think it's going to warm up all that much at all tomorrow. I think highs, if we're lucky, mid 70s. It's going to be a cloudy, rainy day with some pockets of some heavy rain in there. Maybe tapering off a little bit towards the evening hours. And then on your Tuesday, it looks to be staying pretty cool. So, yeah, flash flooding is going to be an issue. Not crazy worried about severe weather. But yeah, dramatic pattern change. It's been a while since we've seen this cooler weather, and that's what we're looking forward to. And I don't think I've ever seen the Weather Prediction Center show this much rain this consistently. It's been the past 2 or 3 days where it's been showing widespread 4 to 7. And I got 4 to 7 on there. I'm going to make an update live on this live stream. I think I'm going to go 4 to 7 plus because I think there will be some pockets that get some more rain. And we'll keep you updated throughout the week if that flash flooding threat becomes dangerous. But yeah, so 4 to 7 inches widespread for that rain. Right now, it's amazing. Nice night. I'll probably pop the windows open tonight, but make sure they're closed by daybreak because you don't want to get the rain inside. But you do want to get in this cooler weather, especially if you're in Northwest Arkansas. Lower to mid 70s, upper 60s, not too bad at all with that cold front moving in. Cooler air, the true cool down still to our north because you get some blues up there in the northern plains, Great Lakes region, northern Rockies. That's where the cool air is. Phoenix still 100. Forget about that. But for us, we're cooling down tomorrow, and there will be some good chances for some rain. I can show you. I did make these earlier. I didn't even get a chance to show these on the news, just to kind of give you a good idea of when exactly the rain is going to be falling. So we've got tonight rain chances picking up late tonight around daybreak, 40% chance, and Monday late morning around noontime. I think that's the best chance for rain, and then decreasing during the evening hours, but still can't quite take out the chances for rain overnight Monday into Tuesday. River Valley, same deal. A little bit delayed on the onset tomorrow morning, potentially. Oh, at least for the heavier rain. And then I think there will be a better chance for rain Tuesday morning in the River Valley with that front. Hope the 90s don't ever come back. Well, let's see what the Climate Prediction Center says. So right now, the average temperature in Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, Drake Field is 89. And the average temperature, or 88, take it back. And the average temperature for Fort Smith is 93. So we're around average is around 90 for this time of year. But you saw the 7-day, and now you're seeing a little bit beyond the 7-day. August 30th into the first week of September, I think it's looking likely cooler than normal. What happens a bit after that? Well, let me load up this graphic. I haven't seen this yet today, so let's see what it shows. Yes, still possibly cooler. So people might be saying that first fake fall. There's a potential fall might be here to stay. Let's show you that 7-day, and then I think we'll hang it up. 11:25. This is a live update, and I appreciate all the comments. Appreciate everybody who's chiming in, and I just wanted to show you this big time pattern change. 70s pretty much all week. There will be chances for rain. Dramatic pattern change next weekend. Questionable. Might be some rain, but maybe not. It's kind of hard to predict that far out, and the models are not in alignment on what's going to be happening later on during the week. But we are confident in the rain tomorrow, and we will let you know if that flash flooding threat becomes life-threatening. But yeah, until then, it is Sunday night. Hope everybody has a great week, and stay safe out there.